And we are live here at Valentine's Day Massacre. Chris Cayden is making his way to the ring for the main event, but more importantly, we are joined now by KDW #1 contender, Jason Xavier. Jason, thank you for joining us.
Just to get it straight, I'm not the #1 contender. I had my triple threat championship. I traded it in. That's not a contendership. That's an equal footing. As a matter of fact, if you were to ask me, I'm better. I had to fight 2 men each and every time. He gets to go in. Well, this time he'll get a taste of it.
Well, I'm excited to see you back in action, but tonight we have a fatal four-way for the heavyweight championship featuring former champion Chris Cayden, and a lot of people are saying, Xavier, that you're the favorite to win no matter who you go against.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear that.
You're the favorite to win regardless of who you go against.
Yeah, you're full of smart things to say, aren't you? Duh. I'm 6'5", 255 pounds. I am the premier athlete in this probably region. So yeah, duh.
Cory, this just in, it looks like the fatal four-way match has turned into a triple threat match. I'm getting word that Hellcat will not be participating in this match tonight. So it's going to be Cayden, it's going to be Cassidy, and it's going to be the KDW World Heavyweight Champion, Jeremy Jensen. Cory, have your sources told you why Hellcat's not here tonight?
Well, I haven't heard any sources' reaction, but if it's me sitting there and I'm a professional wrestler, I wouldn't want to face Xavier either. I would pack it up and call it a day.
So what you're saying is Hellcat's not here because he doesn't want to win and potentially have to face Xavier. Sounds about right.
I'm not saying that, but I'm not saying that's not the case.
Well, I'm not saying it, but I'm not saying it either.
And here he comes, folks, the KDW World Heavyweight Champion, Jeremy Jensen. All 3 of these men just competed in the Dusty Taker Invitational. Jason Xavier, would you say that at this point both of these men are pretty spent, considering they were just in a match right before this?
Absolutely. I've had to face those kind of odds in the past, and I know that it's not easy. And yeah, I mean, the kid's probably 42 pounds, so I mean, he's
soaking wet. 42 soaking wet.
He probably is. He's a little spent.
And it is a triple threat match scheduled for one fall for the KDW Championship. Introducing first the challengers. From Rochester, New York, by way of Brooklyn, he weighs in at 215 and a spectacular ¼ pound.
It's got that Joe DiMaggio math.
This is Chris Cayden's rematch for the KDW World Heavyweight Championship. He lost the belt to Jeremy Jensen at the last KDW show.
Weighing in at 67 kilograms, all passion,
Ryan Cassidy is looking to bring his Canadian flavor to the matchup here. He's excited to get his rematch and another title shot, but given 2 champions, I don't know if he has what it takes to go forward.
At 175 pounds, he is the reigning, defending KDW champion, Jeremy Jensen.
Jason, we spoke to Jensen earlier today, and he said not only is he going to walk out of this match with the belt, he's going to do the same when he faces you.
I don't believe you. No one be that stupid.
I don't believe him either, because quite frankly, everything I've seen in my nightmares equals Jason Xavier. The man has the size, he has the power, he has the ability.
The kid looks like he should be cleaning earwax for a living. And let's get to this Ryan Cassidy kid. You know, hopefully Trump will deport him. I think he's an illegal immigrant.
Shaking hands is a unique way to start a triple threat title match.
I have never seen a triple threat match start with handshakes, but hey, it is what it is. I'm pretty sure if Jason was in there won't be any handshakes.
It kicks to the face.
Cory, are they going to wrestle or are they going to stand around and talk?
Well, it almost looks like they're going to make friendship bracelets before starting here. I'm really excited to see action, but I don't know what's going on.
Got a little bit of hand holding in the ring here. Triple threat hand holding. I don't know. A triple show of strength.
Now, some would say this matchup favors Cayden, seeing as he has wrestled Jeremy Jensen before. He has beaten Chris Cayden before. But what is your analysis on this former champ, Chris Cayden?
Chris Cayden was KDW World Champion for almost 190 days. He has the experience to win this match. Cory, I'm just confused as to why we started off this way. As now Cassidy and Jensen are working together, disposing of Cayden outside of the ring. Cassidy and Jensen started off the Dusty Taker Invitational not too long ago.
Now, Jason, given that this is a triple threat match and you are the former T3 champion, how do you prepare for a matchup against two other guys?
Well, that's a good question. You know, one of the things that I definitely have talked about is the fact that it takes a ton of dedication to do this. I don't really have a lot of worry being the big bad man that I am. But you got to know your opponents. It would be stupid to not to. So it takes twice as much preparation in regards to knowing who your opponents are, what to look out for, and definitely how to prepare for that would be to do twice as much work. You know, that's the bottom line. You got to do twice as much work.
As a T3 champion, Jason, one would have to say that when you go into a singles match one-on-one, you're at an advantage. You're so used to beating two people at one time.
Any match I go into, I have the advantage, in my opinion. But I would agree, absolutely. You know, it's more focus, absolutely, on one target, and I'm more than happy to get in that ring. At this point, I'm itching to get in there, but I'm more than happy to get in there with one guy, two guys, 10 guys. So, you know, it's just another day in the office for me. But I would agree that it's definitely, in my opinion, obviously to my advantage to be against one guy as opposed to two. Absolutely.
Cayden pushes Cassidy into the corner. Cassidy with the whip across the ring.
You've got to wonder what is going through these three individuals' heads, knowing that despite who wins, they have to go against the monster that is Jason Savior. And this is quite a matchup because Cayden has almost a record-breaking championship run. Jeremy Jensen is still a rookie in this division with a new championship, but regardless, Jason Savior, you have to be in the back of every one of their heads.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. And believe me, when someone wins, yeah, I'll be right there. I will be right there. And they will have to acknowledge the fact that they are going up against God's favorite son, the hand of God, the Alpha and the Omega, Jason Savior, the man who is, the man who was, the man who will forever be. Believe that.
Jensen with a huge slam there on Chris Cayden in the cover, kick out on two.
Now, Chris, if you're Jensen and you have one man in the ring, do you prefer it being Cassidy or Cayden?
Well, if I'm Jeremy Jensen, I've beaten Chris Cayden in the middle of that ring, so I have to be a little more confident with him in there, knowing that I've done it before. But if you get the opportunity in a triple threat match to single off one person, you have to take advantage of it while that other person isn't around.
Absolutely. In a triple threat match, you do have to be crafty, and you do have to make sure that you're taking advantage of those one-on-one situations. Absolutely.
The crowd is getting behind Cayden here.
The match only ends in the ring. It's a 1, 2, 3. So you got to be mindful of that too. You want to be in the ring as often as you can because that's the only place you can get the win.
Chris Cayden in full control of this matchup right now. Big knee from the challenger.
Woo! Cassidy trying to fight his way into the ring. Jeremy Jensen looks like he's in trouble. Cayden looks to capitalize.
It was a half kick out, half breakup there by Cassidy, who came in to save the championship for himself. All three men down right now. Cassidy pulling up Cayden. Big right hands from Cassidy landing on Cayden. Look at the athleticism of Ryan Cassidy. Springboard Hurricane Rana off the top rope.
The speed of Ryan Cassidy is really going to come into play, but when it comes to Ryan Cassidy and Jeremy Jensen, their movesets are similar, their athleticism is similar, but Cayden almost brings the power moveset to this matchup.
Definitely more pacing out of Cayden, too. He takes his time, he's methodical. These boys are a little quicker. Obviously,
And that's a great point, Jason. You see Chris Cayden pacing himself. The other two young guys are just going full steam at it. This is a marathon, not a sprint. So if they both run out of steam, this could be Cayden's match to win. Huge suplex off the top rope by Chris Cayden. Cayden into the cover for the championship. Kick out at 2 by Jensen.
Now, Jason, when you're going up against quick guys such as Jeremy Jensen and Ryan Cassidy, how do you prepare yourself? Because clearly you have the size, you have the power, but how do you prepare for that quickness?
It's a mental thing. You know, you have to be aware of your body for sure, but it's all about control. You know, when I get my hands on him, you can't let go. It's pound, pound, pound until the 1, 2, 3.
And quickness is great until the power catches you. And at that point, it's all over.
Mike Tyson said they all got a plan until they get punched in the face.
Look at the strength of Chris Cayden right there.
Stalling suplex. You know, once again, pace.
The cover for the title. Another kick out at 2 by the champion. The resilience of Jeremy Jensen is shining through right now.
For being in the industry for such a short amount of time, Jeremy Jensen has really showed a lot of heart and a lot of fight in this industry.
Yeah, I know. It makes me sick. Right now, looking at the kid is getting my blood boiling.
Sleeper hold by Cayden in the middle of the ring, trying to put the champ to sleep. Ryan Cassidy still gathering his thoughts on ringside. Here comes Jensen fighting back. Elbows to the midsection, breaking out of the sleeper hold. Jensen fighting to retain his championship. Beautiful move there by Cassidy as he gets himself back into the huge clothesline by Jensen. Everyone is down in the middle of the ring.
For such a skinny guy, he showed a ton of power on that clothesline. Cassidy looks like he's trying to figure out his first name.
The fans here are behind Jeremy Jensen, trying to rally the champion back to his feet, and he's trying to pull himself up in the corner.
You know, and I know what they're doing. The fans, they want to see me kick his ass. I know they do. So, you know, I'm behind the fans, behind Jeremy Jensen. Absolutely.
Double punches here by Cayden.
And I've got to agree with Xavier here because I've talked to a lot of the fans behind the scenes, and they've said they've seen the beatdown of the century would be Jason Xavier over Jeremy Jensen. And so I think the cheering for them really equates to that. What do you say, Chris?
No, that seems to be how it is. I mean, for those of you who haven't seen Jason Xavier, I'm not going to disagree with him. If he says the fans want a Jeremy Jensen beatdown, that's what the fans want.
Yeah, I can't believe you talk to those idiots, but hey, you do what you do with your time. I'll do what I do with mine.
Once again, it looks like they're going to work together here and double team Chris Cayden, sending him into the far rope.
As being in these triple threat matches, it's something that it's disgusting. And it backfired on them good. You know, teaming up, you're trying to win a match. Teaming up on one guy, it's just doesn't show any heart to me. Doesn't show passion. Doesn't show anything. It shows that you're willing to team up with your enemy to beat somebody who you couldn't beat on your own. And that to me is just pure weakness.
Another cover by Cayden and a kick out of 2 by Cassidy. Cayden pulling out all the stops to regain his KDW championship as the straps come down. Huge right hand by Cassidy connecting with Cayden, and another. For the first time tonight, Cassidy, no, he's not in control of the matchup. as the fans come to their feet for Chris Cayden.
This shows the experience of Cayden, because we've seen Cassidy and Jensen work together to beat down Cayden, but Cayden is doing this as a one-man show. He's using the knees and he's pulling out all the stops to fight back. It looks like he might be the favorite in this.
And that was smart right there by Cayden, rolling out of the ring to avoid potentially getting a pinfall. That's the veteranship right there of Chris Cayden.
Yeah, and if you watched when that started, he made a good point to get in between the two of them and separate them. Give himself some space, space them out. You know, whoa. Well, it looks like that. You see what I mean? You team up just to turn
There
on
goes
each
the
other.
friendship right there.
Yeah.
This is the first time in this match that we've really seen these two go at it. Jensen unloading on Ryan Cassidy in the corner. Huge kick by Cassidy. Calling for the brainbuster, climbing to the top rope. If Ryan Cassidy hits this, Cory, he could finally claim the KDW World Heavyweight Championship.
The championship that has eluded him for such a long time, given the mysterious attack that we still have not seen resolution on. And we've seen Jeremy Jensen jump into the limelight in that time period.
Jensen with a nice counter, looking for a power bomb here.
Oh, the kids. Yeah.
Big power bomb by the champ to retain the title. Kick out by Cassidy at 2.
Jeremy Jensen is looking to show power here, but the real question that comes into play is, if he retains, is there any chance he has a power moveset against Xavier?
No.
Come on.
I think Jason made it quite clear that would not be the case. Roll up by Jensen. Into the cover for the win to retain the title. Jeremy Jensen retains the championship.
Unbelievable.
It looks like Jason's leaving us right now.
I don't blame him, because we have a matchup now for the next KDW event.
Spring loaded.
And it's going to be awesome. You saw it here first. Jeremy Jensen retains. Buckle up and get ready for spring loaded. Jason Xavier's ready.
Wait a minute. It looks like Jason. Where did Jason Xavier go?
We've lost Jason Xavier, but Jeremy Jensen looks to celebrate inside the ring.
It's hard to lose a man who's 6'5".
6'5" in pure athleticism.
Jason Xavier has left the boys' lounge. He left here in quite a hurry, too. I'm not quite sure where he was running off to.
I don't blame him. He's never liked Jeremy Jensen, and he's made it clear. Now he's got to go up against Jeremy Jensen, which in his opinion might be a waste of time. But we have a show of athleticism and a public courtesy here, because they respect each other.
It looks like we're going to get a sign of respect right here in the ring between Jeremy Jensen and Ryan Cassidy. This is heartbreaking for Cassidy.
Cassidy walks away.
Cory, Cassidy's chased this belt for a year, and he came so close tonight.
Well, I don't fully blame him, because Cassidy attacks.
Oh, friendship!
A totally Canadian move here by Ryan Cassidy, because he had me believing that this was going to be violence.
We thought it was going to be violence, but it's friendship. Cory, Xavier is ringside. Xavier is on the apron. Cassidy and Jensen do not see him.
Xavier has proven that he is, and
Xavier is now in the ring.
Xavier's a student of the game. He might be looking to show some respect to the champ, too.
Xavier is stalking the champion. The champion has no idea. Jensen not afraid of Xavier.
I am. I'm 100 feet away, and I'm still shaking in my boots.
Xavier picking up the KDW World Heavyweight Championship and giving it back to Jeremy. Xavier wants a hug.
I'd be afraid to hug Xavier if $1 million was on the line.
Oh, Xavier attacking Jensen.
He is showing Jeremy Jensen that he means business. He felt that this should have been his shot. This should have been his match, and now he's beating down Jensen in the corner.
Maybe if Jeremy hugged him like he asked, this wouldn't be happening.
Well, when you're up against a man like Jason Xavier, you kind of just do what he asks. He has the size, he has the power, he has the athleticism.
If the man wants a hug, give him a damn hug.
The ref comes out to try to break things up, but Xavier looks ready for business.
Huge bicycle kick there by Xavier, taking off Jensen's head.
And Xavier looks fresh. He made that look easy. This is a scary matchup for Jeremy Jensen.
Xavier standing tall with Jeremy Jensen's KDW championship.
He's 6'5" and pure power. The commissioner comes to ringside to try to bring Xavier out of this ring. How do you
Folks,
control a man like this?
At April, we're going to see it one-on-one, Xavier and Jensen for the KDW championship.
Xavier holds the belt high. He calls his shot. We'll see him at Spring Loaded. Chris, you're with Boy Meets Sports. I'm with Boy Meets Sports. This is Valentine's Day Massacre. We'll see you next time, folks.